All right, let's jump right in. Today, we are tackling the business plan. You know, that one document that can feel like a giant wall between your amazing idea and actually making it happen. We're going to break it all down and show you how to turn that idea into a strategy that really works.
Does this feel familiar? Yeah, if you're staring at a blank page wondering where to even start, you are definitely not alone. Turning that spark of genius into a big, structured document can feel, well, impossible. It's overwhelming. But hey, that's exactly why we're here.
Before we get into any of the whats or the how, everything has to start with one simple but really powerful question. Why? Seriously, why does your business even need to exist? A good business plan isn't just some academic exercise. It's about making your idea real, and that all starts with nailing down your fundamental purpose.
So let's reframe this whole thing right now. This document is not just a bunch of bureaucratic paperwork you have to do. Think of it this way. It's your map. It's the guide that shows you exactly where you are, where you want to go, and all the best ways to get there. It's your compass.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the blueprint, the basic building blocks. Then we'll lay the foundation by figuring out who you are. After that, we'll check out the competition and the world around you. Then we'll chart a course with real, actual steps. And finally, we'll talk about how to handle the future.
First up, the blueprint. I mean, you wouldn't try to build a house without knowing what a foundation, walls, and a roof are, right? Of course not. Well, the same thing goes for your business plan. Let's look at the essential pieces.
Okay, so the source guide we're using lists something like 17 different sections. And yeah, that sounds like a lot. So, to make this way more manageable, we've grouped them into 5 big themes. You've got your core identity, your market, your strategy, your action plan, and your safeguards. Thinking about it this way makes it so much easier to see how all the pieces fit together. All right, it's time to start building. First step, laying the foundation. Before you can even think about planning a journey, you have to know exactly who you are and what you're all about. This is the bedrock for everything else. 2 words you hear all the time are vision and mission, and it's so important to know the difference. Your vision, that's the big, audacious dream, the destination way out on the horizon. Your mission, though, that's the how. It's the practical, day-to-day statement of what you do to make that vision a reality. In this example from SpaceX just absolutely nails it. Their vision isn't launch rockets, it's to make humanity multiplanetary. I mean, wow. That goal is so massive, it will drive that company for decades. That is a vision. It's the ultimate answer to why.
Okay, foundation is set. Now it's time to look outside. Because let's be honest, your business doesn't exist in a vacuum. A great plan needs you to deeply understand the world you're operating in, the market, the industry, and yeah, your competition.
When you think about competitors, there are 2 ways to look at them. The industry approach is the obvious one. Who else makes what you make? So for Coke, it's Pepsi. Simple. But the market approach is way broader, and often it's where the real insights are. This asks, who else solves the same customer need? For Coke, that's water, juice, iced tea, literally anything that quenches thirst. You gotta understand both. Now let's talk SWOT analysis. You know, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You've probably done one before. But the method we're talking about today is different, and frankly, it's way more powerful.
And here's the key difference. See where it starts? Not with your company, but with the customer. This method flips the whole script. You first figure out what your customers really care about, their critical success factors. Then you score yourself and your competition against those things. It forces you to see your entire business through your customer's eyes right from the get-go.
Okay, so we know who we are and we've analyzed the world around us. Now it's time to actually chart the course. This is where we turn all that thinking and analysis into a concrete plan of attack. First thing you need are clear objectives, and the best way to do that is with the SMART framework. A goal isn't just a wish. It needs to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. You know, increase sales is a wish. Increase online sales by 15% in the next quarter. Now that's a real objective you can work towards.
Next up is your brand essence. Now, this is not a tagline for your customers. This is an internal mantra. It's the heart and soul of your brand, boiled down into a few words that guide everyone in the company. Something like, motivated by passion, driven by quality. That tells every single employee what you stand for.
From that strategy, you then build out your major action plans. Your marketing plan, that's how you'll reach your customers. Your operations plan, that's what everyone does day to day. And your financial plan, that's the numbers that prove this whole thing can actually be profitable. These are the engines that move you forward.
And remember, all this detailed planning isn't just for you. Whether you're talking to investors, partners, or even your own team, these plans are what show them you know what you're doing. This is how you build the trust and confidence you need for people to really buy into your vision.
And finally, let's talk about navigating the future. A map is pretty useless if you don't actually look up and check the road ahead, right? This last part is all about being ready for the unexpected and making sure you're still heading in the right direction.
No business on earth is risk-free. The key is to manage it, not pretend it doesn't exist. And risk management isn't something you do once. It's a constant cycle. You identify risks, analyze them, plan for them, and then you just keep monitoring and reviewing. It's all about being prepared, not paranoid.
So, how do you measure success? The guide recommends the Balance Scorecard, which is a brilliant tool because it stops you from only focusing on money. It forces you to look at 4 things in balance. Sure, your financials, but also your customers, your internal processes, and your ability to innovate and learn. This gives you a real, complete picture of your business's health.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this one super critical idea. Your business plan is not a static report that you write once, put in a binder, and let it gather dust on a shelf. It is a living, breathing document.
It's your constant co-pilot, your guide, your strategic blueprint. As the market shifts, as your customers change, as you learn new things, your plan has to evolve right along with you. You've got to revisit it, challenge it, and update it.
You now have the blueprint to build a truly powerful map for your business. The path is clear. The tools are right here in your hands. So I guess there's only one question left. Your map is drawn. Where will you go?